Are the
Yeah.
expectations for Caleb Williams, quarterback of the Chicago Bears,
Yes.
are they warranted or are they a bit
Uh,
excessive?
man, I, this is the question, and this goes to my Bears fans too. And I'm gonna throw up. You see, I threw up a little graphic here. Colin Cowherd actually used this on his show,
Yeah.
and I really think when it comes to Caleb and the expectations, uh, even my own Bear Nation, we've been at each other since this whole Justin Fields, should we take the Hall versus going after Caleb. I don't know if you remember that time during the
Yeah.
draft, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was a civil war amongst the Bears fans around who should, what path we should take, right?
Yep.
And the last 6 games, I've seen nothing but growth with Caleb. I'm treating this as his rookie year, right?
Right.
Last year was so disjointed and up and down. The training, the teaching, the support, the offensive line is so much different than last year, and his play is so much more structured. And I think for me, when I hear the negative, he came out of that again. I know the Dallas game was his best game of the year to me.
Right.
As far as just his own individual performance.
Yeah.
But man, when I look over just the course of, this season and seeing his growth from within the pocket, being a more structured quarterback, getting us in and out of the huddle. These are the things we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Getting us lined up. And by no means is it perfect. I'm not sitting here saying it's perfect. But I think for a young kid who never had to do that, and we talk about when you're the best player on the team, right?
Yeah.
And not only the best player, the best quarterback. He's, Elite 11. He's been the top quarterback of his class ever since he was, 15 years old.
Yeah.
So he's developed a style over that course of time. And Ben Johnson has basically stripped him down to the studs and rebuilding him, kind of live and in motion. And unfortunately, I feel like the Bears fans have been so scorned and so hurt with our quarterback play over the years. We are expecting him to win every game with 350 yards passing and 4 or 5 touchdowns and winning because of him. And they don't understand that's just not the way it works in the NFL, man. It's not. Against the Cowboys, we had those opportunities to really throw it all over the yard. Against Washington, it's raining. Yeah. I don't know if you ever tried to throw a wet football and catch a wet football and do that 40 times and do it at a high level is very difficult. So seeing him, not have a huge volume stats game makes sense to me. And then you come out against the Saints and you play a team that gives you what I call a knuckleball, right? Because they went against what they normally do. And the live reps and just him kind of taking what they gave him. And these last 2 games, we rushed for over 180 yards. We've averaged over these last 2 games on the ground. And, the big thing that I want to see with Caleb, and that's why I pulled up this stat, this picture here, is very evident. And they were at 2 different places as well, right, in their careers. At this point in Goff's career, the first 6 games under Ben Johnson, he had been with, Sean McVay.
Yeah.
He had great tutelage. He had also had a ton of starts at Cal, if I remember correctly. I think he's a 2-year starter there. And under Ben Johnson, his first, 6 games, he was 1-5. Numbers look pretty similar. I'm not going to harp on the numbers, but I just wanted to put it up there for context for not only Bears fans, but everyone to say, I think a lot of the question is are the expectations too high for him? I know he's a number 1 pick, but just because you paint your nails and you march to a little different beat of the drum than others, I feel like, he shouldn't be held to this standard of perfection. And it actually reminds me of LeBron, right? How everybody lived and died on every game, not even every game, every play, right? So I've just kind of mentally put it in my mind that his career arc is going to be measured much differently. I don't think it's fair that he's going to be measured that way, because when you look at the greats, when you look at Elway, you look at Peyton Manning, you look at Dan Marino, all QBs have games where they go up and down, and we can see it. 2 weeks ago, everybody said Pat Mahomes had lost it, right? And now he looks like a totally different guy. So I think expectations are way too high for Caleb Williams. I think he's fun to pile on because of his personality and the painting of the nails, and him just being a little bit what I call a different kind of guy when it comes to, he's not conforming, right? And I think that rubs people the wrong way. But as far as his play this year, has it been perfect? No. But for, a 23-year-old kid who's on his 23rd start, I think he's doing, a more than admirable job at quarterback for what he's had to go through and the amount of volume that he's had to learn. Ben Johnson offense ain't easy, right? The multiple motions, the multiple shifts. So
right.
I think him being able to kind of harness and capture all that, and the guy and quiet as kept, the teams that we played, you know who that Dallas win that looked so damn funny a couple of weeks ago? How does it look now? Right? Yeah. You think Dallas gonna be in the mix in the end of the year? You think, Minnesota defense is rough. You got the Commanders, and all these teams they're tough. So at the end of the day, I think he's progressing. It's not going to be a linear ascent to him being just the top quarterback in the league. But man, I think he's playing high level football this year, and it's only going to get better. So
what do you say to the people who say, look, man, this guy won the Heisman. He was the number 1 overall pick. Right. Jaden Daniels came into the league and went to the NFC Championship. CJ Stroud came in a couple of years. He took them to the playoffs and had them winning. And so Caleb's supposed to be better than these guys, and he's not there. Is he a leader? Is he okay? Did call the timeouts and stuff last year when he was supposed to, control the game and make those decisions, getting sacked and stuff out there. So for those people who say those types of things, are they nitpicking? Are they just not being realistic? Did they forget where he is, or what?
I think yes. All of those things that you named. But I think the biggest thing is we've been around long enough to know each season is different, right?
Yep.
And I remember when Dan Marino went to the Super Bowl his rookie year, right?
Yeah, something like the second year in the league.
Something like the second year, something like that first year of the league. He still was a great player, don't get me wrong. But Peyton Manning had a different career arc. We watched John Elway go through it. A lot of our great Terry Bradshaw, I think they were about ready to give up on Terry Bradshaw at one point, right?
Yeah.
These great quarterbacks have to go through, and they're going to learn at their own pace. The teams that you're on are different. The coaching situations are different. This is, again, when I say to answer your question, I think fans are just so caught up in the moment, and this is such a media-driven, instant gratification society, and everybody's telling me how great Jaden Daniels is and Drake May is and Bo Nix, and eventually this thing is going to level set, and it's going to show us exactly where everybody falls, and probably about 4 or 5 years we'll have a great sample size to see who needs to land where. But I tell you what, I'll take my chances with Caleb and Ben Johnson, and structure and a program that's built around him to support him. That first year just wasn't a great, what I call foundational year to where you could really assess his talent.
Yeah.
And we lost a lot of close games that really weren't completely on him. And the biggest secret in the room for Bears fans, and I'm talking to us, I'm talking to Bear Nation, he's our best player. You guys think, he's not giving you what you need, and I'm not going to even put it out there, but imagine a couple of games without him, what that would look like, and then we'll see just how valuable this kid or this man is to our team, because he probably erases, for if he makes 3 mistakes in a game, I've seen him erase 10 to 15 just with his elusiveness in the pocket, him getting out. Some of these plays aren't, landing the way we want them to land. But man, 68 sacks last year. This year, he looks much more comfortable. And he's, and I got another name. I go to middle name, Rome Odunze. Rome, your top 10 pick, man. You got some of these catches, these contested catches. I need you to help Caleb out when he's running around. But I also don't want my quarterback running around like he being chased by a swarm of bees. I'll be fair. He out there on the field running from sideline to sideline looking for somebody. So I get it. Some of it doesn't look pretty. And that's where you talk about the creative versus the analytical, right? Where Ben Johnson is about ready to tear his head off because I gave you a good play and now you running around off script and putting us in a situation where you turn a bad play and making it worse, right?
Man, look, I'm going to wrap this up. For you Bears fans out there. If y'all don't think this dude is legit, you need to open up your books and look at the history of the Chicago Bears quarterback and tell me which one of them quarterbacks is better than this guy. Man, I don't know. I don't know if y'all maybe do you need to hear the names?
Man.
Like
Craig Krenzel, shoot. We had
Trubisky.
We had the long neck.
Orton.
What's the long neck dude, man, that came from Tampa Bay and stole all our money, man? I forget his name. It'll pop back up. But we've had so many guys at that position. We still haven't had a 4,000-yard passer in over, 80 some odd years of football. And
not one 4,000-yard passer in the history of the team.
Unreal.
And they talking about, well, I don't know if this guy's any good. Bro, where in the hell do you get the damn gall?
The unmitigated gall.
The unmitigated gall. To pretend like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bro.
The thing that killed, and I'm a Justin, I love Justin Fields, and it sometimes the realization, you told me too,
Justin Fields and Caleb Williams. My gosh.
Night and day. You were telling me that, I say probably year 2 with Justin Fields, where you were like, Harry Spence, he ain't it. Like the process is slow. He can't throw the football at a high level. And I was giving Justin a pass, but you're right. You were right. You ended up being completely right. So,
but you know what though? It's not your fault. You haven't seen what an excellent quarterback looks like in Chicago either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had one guy who I would say was a legit arm.
Cutty, big six.
You know what I'm saying? I would say one guy over the history of
who you saying? Who you saying? I already said it. Who you thinking? Who are you saying? Is that one guy?
It's not Rex Grossman, even though he took you to the Super Bowl.
Sexy Rexy. Rexy actually popped up. He actually popped up a couple of days ago at some Bears function, man. He been off the grid.
And he didn't suck, but the only guy that I can say that had a legit arm, that had legit talent and so forth is Jay Cutler.
Man, free Jay Cutler, man. He did he in jail, man. He just got free Jay Cutler, man. He actually hey Jay, if you seeing this, hold your head up, man. Hold your head, Jay, man. We love you, Jay.
I'm gonna change. I'm gonna call your name Jay Cutlets. I'll call you Jay Cutlets, man.
Oh,
you had the real grade A produce, bro. Like you was legit, man. These other guys, man. Jim McMahon, he just ride the 85 Bears coattails, man.
I can't let you do that. I can't let you talk about the punky QB, man. I can't let you talk about the punky QB. Jim McMahon is Jim McMahon is goated, man. He got us to chip.
I'm just talking about from the pure talent quarterback position, bro. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying nothing, dude. He got a wing. You can never take that away. One of the best teams ever. He guided them, but my goodness. My point is, this is not you. You get it. Yeah. The Bears fans who actually have this question and think that to actually debate this guy in his second year, to sit there and ask whether or not he's good, bro. His floor is better than most of these quarterbacks' ceiling.
He's so talented. That throw against so talented, man. And you called it out. We saw it, but you were like, man, this guy flicked his wrist in the rain and threw the ball 60 yards in the air. Super talented, really, like I said, polarizing guy though. And I think at the end of the day, Caleb's aesthetic.
He's not even.
Yes. He doesn't say much. And that's the thing. He doesn't say much.
Like, dude, stop, man.
It's the sexuality. It's the way he dresses. It's the nails. And the Bears have been fun punching bags. And we talked about it with the refs, right? And you were like, when we were speaking around just why are we getting all the short end of the stick on all these calls? And I think around the league, the Bears haven't garnered enough respect just yet. Damn, Detroit, Jared Goff caught a touchdown in the Kansas City game. And by the time he crossed the goal line, the NFL league officials in New York had buzzed back down to the field to tell them to call it off. And I'm like, how the hell? how come we can't get no league officials, reviewing our calls?
Keep that train going, man.
Man, I do think his aesthetic, the sexuality piece, the nails, all of that, him asking for a piece of the ownership. He has an active father. Yeah, he has an active, behind the scenes. He's a brand, and I think his brand isn't loved amongst diehard football guys.
He didn't do himself any favors. I get it. I get it. So I'm just talking about the talent as a quarterback and so forth. I'm sure there's some leadership things that he has to grow into, but this is a crazy.
He's a tough SOB. He's a competitor. And everybody talking trash.
Expectations should be high. Okay, I will say that the expectations should be high. They're not warranted. You get a Heisman Trophy guy,
number one overall pick.
Yeah, first number one overall pick and stuff like that, and the arm talent. So the expectations are. But I think the criticism is a bit over the top there. But I agree. Okay.